to be more fastidious than I am on the street as a missionary or any other human being because I was on the street living poor before I learned how I could use it as a mission work. And there are certain things that you just have to learn to do. You have to learn to do without the matter of suffering is daily on a poor person's feet, for example. When you get up in the morning, there is nothing open that you can go in and sit down and rest. You have to lay on the ground outside or find some stoop or something of that nature to sit on until the regular store hours or something are open so you can go in and use the facilities, whether they're available or not, is up to the establishment. But as time goes by, the person who is homeless, for example, they'll have to walk a great distance before they find how they can get a meal or wait until someone is kind enough to give them extra money. If they're not on welfare in particular, it can be extremely hard. Welfare does not cover your rent expense and other things. They just cover food and a minimal amount of money besides the food. And they might have even adjusted that since then. I haven't been on welfare for a number of years, so I don't know how exactly they do that. Once you have retired and gotten into a different status, then it's like you don't really have anything to report unless you're reporting to the main conference that you usually report to. And then the assessment is carried on from that point on. I'm using social media to do most of my reporting because I find that people want to adjust themselves to a copy of what I'm doing rather than to justify that I have singularly done these things. And they will like how and what has happened, and they will use themselves as a model as to what has happened instead of what I said happened and what I actually did. So these are some of the difficulties that missionaries suffer. But the actual poverty out here is really extremely hard, and it is not really noted. It's just like, well, tough for you. I got my donuts and I'm headed down the road, so to speak, if people have money or cars or houses or whatever. We adjust. We constantly adjust as homeless people rather than trying to steal our way or trying to do a criminal act or something like that. We have to learn to adjust. We have to learn to be brave through the night, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's constantly the stalking. Women stalk women, men stalk women, men stalk men. That is another detail that has to be paid attention to too. That of course we call the law enforcement for those aids that we need.